Sveiki, and welcome to a new episode of Konnakol 2020, the series in which I show you something about Konnakol every day of the year. I am Carlitos from Slovenia, and today is May the 3rd. And because it is May the 3rd, I thought of doing something interesting. The previous two episodes of yesterday and the day before yesterday, I showed you like a deep dive on theermanams, one of my favorite topics in Carnatic music, and in any music for that matter. And I thought, okay, since yesterday I showed you how to create theermanams of any length, I said, okay, how about if we put that to the test? So, okay, today is May the 3rd. That means the third day of the fifth month of the year. So, okay, let's take those two numbers and create some theermanams. So first we're going to create a theermanam of 35 aksharas. Why? Because the third of the fifth, 35, and see what happens. So let's try creating then a theermanam that has 35 aksharas. Okay? 35 because, of course, the third day of the fifth month. So how do we do it? What we have to do is to first establish what is the length of the phrases, what we called P1, 2, and 3, but we can just call them P because the values of all the phrases are going to be equal. Okay, 35, right? What did I tell you? You need to divide by 3. And if you divide 35 by 3, what you get is 11.66666. So that doesn't help us. So we need to round it down to the nearest number. Which number? To the nearest odd number, because 35 is an odd number in itself. That means it is 11. And then if we sum up 11, 11, and 11, we have 33. And our length that we chose is 35. So we have two more aksharas that we're going to assign to one to each of the gaps. So that gives us a theermanam for 35 beats with a structure of 11, one gap, 11, one gap, 11. But most of the time I don't like these theermanams that have gaps for 1. So what we're going to do is look for the next one. And remember what is the formula, what is the trick of how to do that. What we do is we take the phrases and we reduce them by 2. So instead of 11, they're going to be 9 beats long. And then the gaps we increase by 3. So our new theermanam structure is going to be 9, 4 gap, 9, 4 gap, 9. And that is already something we can, I feel we can work with in a better way, because a gap for 4 is dim, which is, when you are in chaturashra nadai, it's kind of like a good thing to have. So we're going to use a standard phrase for 9, which is tatom tadikinatom, and dihim for the gap of 4. And then if we want this theermanam to end at the end of a cycle, what we do is we need to count off exactly 7 fingers. That means 29 aksharas for that to work. Trust me, it's like 7 fingers and one akshara of. Just follow along. Trust me, it is correct. So without further ado, let's try this. Taka dimi taka junu taka dimi taka junu taka dimi taka junu taka dimi tak tom tadikinatom dihim ta tom tadikinatom dihim ta tom tadikinatom dihim. You see, it works. We didn't have to try anything. We're just doing very simple math. And since I know that we have some viewers from the States, and over there they use, because, the States, they do things differently over there, they use they switch around the month and date in order to to write down a date. So for them, today, May the 3rd, it will be written as 5-3. So in addition to doing the theermanam of 3-5 or 35, let's try to find out a theermanam that is 53 aksharas long, because why not? We can. We have the formula. It's easy. Let's do it. So we first divide 53 by 3, and that is 17 and 66666. Again, we are after round odd numbers because 53 is an odd number. And okay, so our phrase length is going to be 17. So 17 times 3, remember we have 3 phrases, is 51. And our target is 53. So we simply divide those 2 extra beats, extra aksharas, 1 to each gap. So we have then, for this tirmanam of 53 aksharas, is 17, 1 gap, 17, 1 gap, 17. But just like I said before, I tend not to like the tirmanams that have such a short gap of only 1. So let's look for the next one and see if we like it better. It's pretty simple. What we do is we take all those 17s and we reduce them by 2. And then the 2 gaps, we increase them by 3. And then we have another tirmanam, the next in this series, that is 15, 4 gap, 15, 4 gap, 15. And this is great because 15 we can subdivide each of them and make it 5, 5, 5. Our good friend tadikinaton, tadikinaton, tadikinaton. So then this tirmanam that we're going to try now, it will be 5, 5, 5, 4 gap, 5, 5, 5, 4 gap, 5, 5, 5. Let's see how that works. So if we want this to finish properly at the end of a cycle of aditalam, we need to count off 2 fingers and 3 aksharas, that is 11 aksharas ahead, and then we start and it will be just fine. So 5, 5, 5, 4 gap, 5, 5, 5, 4 gap, 5, 5, 5. Okay. Takadimi, takajunu dang, tadikinaton, 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 dihim, tadikinaton, 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 dihim, tadikinaton, 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 dihim. Beautiful. It is actually quite a good one, right? And that's only because today is May the 3rd. Why not? And just for fun, I also noticed that if we recite this particular one in tishra nadai madhyamakalam, that is of 6 subdivisions per beat instead of 4, we start in the cycle of aditalam exactly at the same spot that we started with the previous tirmanam that we did for 35 beats. That is 7 fingers and 1 akshara. Why is that? Because math. Anyway, let's try it. Takita 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 tadikinaton 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 dihim tadikinaton 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 dihim tadikinaton 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 di. Math, you gotta love it. Anyway, that's all for today. It's a little fun thing we can do because, why not? We now have this knowledge. We can use it and, use it for good, not for evil. Thanks a lot for watching. I am Carlitos from Slovenia. This was another episode of Konnakol 2020. And if you have any questions or comments or doubts, you can contact me on my social networks here, or just leave a comment on YouTube. I'm always in the mood to receive some feedback. Thanks a lot again, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.